Hello, and welcome to Confidently Compliant, a food safety podcast by BRCGS. My name is Paula Parejo, and I am your host. Today's episode is going to work a little differently from our past episodes. I have with me our supporters of the Food Safety America's 2021 virtual event, and we are all here today to talk about our values, goals, and what you can expect from these supporters when you visit their exhibitor spaces. We are interviewing 7 separate people from our supporters' organizations. Listen to what they have to say. Hi, everyone. I'm here with Ashley from Rent-A-Kill. Ashley, welcome.
Thank you, and hello, everyone.
Rent-A-Kill is our headline sponsor at Food Safety America's 2021, and we're really excited to hear from them today. So tell us a little bit about Rent-A-Kill.
So Rent-A-Kill is actually part of Rent-A-Kill Initial, which is one of the largest business services companies in the world. We operate in over 80 countries, and in North America, we actually operate under our regional pest control brands, which are JC Ehrlich, Florida Pest Control, Western Exterminator, and Presto X Pest Control. And we provide commercial and residential pest control and disinfection services.
Okay, perfect. I think that's it's really interesting because it's something that you don't really think about of needing pest control when you're thinking about food production or any kind of production, but that would be critically important to ensure, especially because all these sites that they're in like remote areas, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's common for people, to not really think about it until they need it, and that's kind of where we come in. It's better to prevent than to have an emergency on your hands. So,
Oh goodness, I could only imagine. So, Ashley, I have a couple questions here for you. So, as a member of the supply chain community, who do you support and what sets you apart from your competitors?
so Rent-A-Kill supports different industry categories throughout the entire supply chain, all of which face their own sort of unique challenges in dealing with pests. So, in order for us to kind of help solve those pest issues, it's really required for us to have a deep understanding of each business's individual needs. And, the food industry is a prime example of that, as they're under kind of these constant evaluations of regulatory agencies, certification bodies, third party auditors. The list kind of goes on. So what kind of sets us apart is, here at Rent-A-Kill, we deliver a level of pest protection that consistently withstands those rigorous regulations. So this includes the GFSI audits like SQF, BRCGS, FSSC 22000. And we do this by putting highly trained certified professionals in our customers' facilities, and we utilize innovative techniques and the latest equipment to really ensure these businesses remain pest free. And our platform here at Rent-A-Kill also provides sort of these very sophisticated reporting and documentation capabilities, which address even the most stringent audit needs.
That's amazing. Okay. So, on that note, on how you support all of these different types of organizations in the industry, how are you using Science for a Safer World?
So, our research and development team at Rent-A-Kill, we focus on developing technology advances. And we do this through product research, product testing, and innovation. So, for example, our digital rodent monitoring solution, which is known as Pest Connect, it utilizes sensors to capture pest activity 24/7. So, how this works is when a trigger occurs, these sensors send a real time alert to us here at Rent-A-Kill, which allows us to act quickly when it's most needed. Then, when we are on site, now we know exactly where to look for pest problems, which minimizes business disruptions for our customers. And it also reduces contact for hygiene and safety. So these advances in pest control are recognized throughout the industry as sort of effective solutions that really help improve public health and public safety, and they encourage environmental responsibility.
That's fascinating. And I could imagine that with your technology and everything, it would probably be able to measure different weight or different ways of like how the pest moves, like a raccoon versus like a rat kind of thing.
Exactly. So these technology solutions really allow us to capture data that, these more ordinary pest control measures would not be able to capture. So it's definitely, awesome. Some of the innovations that we've been coming up with.
Fantastic. So, Ashley, what will an attendee gain from visiting your exhibitor space during the Food Safety Americas event?
So, in our space during Food Safety Americas, attendees will gain access to our digital ecosystem experience. So, this is an interactive journey through the world of digital pest management. So, the entire experience is than 15 minutes, and attendees will learn how digital pest management really creates, this value-added data and insight to better manage pest risks for our food businesses. Plus, they can learn how this can solve pest threats with new levels of efficiency and control.
Fantastic. I said it once and I'll say it again. Having data is amazing. It's about interpreting it to make it useful. And it sounds like to me that you guys have this capability with all this data to really zone in on what kind of things you're vulnerable for with pests, which is such an amazing specialty to get into. Because again, the average person wouldn't think about it. But like you said, preventative, so much better than having an emergency.
Absolutely, yes. And this data really does help us, in terms of prevention, and just really understanding sort of the behaviors and where this activity is happening. In that knowledge, we can just kind of pass on to our customers so that they're preventing these issues within their facilities.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that you have an interactive option at the actual booth itself. That's fantastic. And that definitely gives people a reason to come and visit and explore what you have to offer.
Yeah, yeah, we're really excited about it, and we hope attendees enjoy it and kind of take part in that journey. So,
Yeah, I'll definitely be taking a stab at it myself because I'm super curious. But
yes, please
it
do.
sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Ashley. Is there anything else that you would like to add to let our attendees know who will be going to Food Safety Americas?
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'd like to just invite everyone to join us on our panel discussion. As headline sponsors, our session is on Tuesday the 18th at 9:40 a.m. Eastern, and we will be talking about rise of the risks. So, it's integrated pest management against future disruptors. Is the title of our session. And in that session, we will talk about pest trends and sort of the facts behind the increase in pest activity, how integrated pest management is protecting food businesses, and how connected technology and data is making a real difference as part of keeping businesses pest free. So, kind of, what we were just talking about, we're kind of passing on the knowledge that we've learned throughout our data onto the attendees of the event. So, we hope everybody comes in and checks us out.
Fantastic. Okay. Don't miss Rent to Kill at the Food Safety Americas event. And thank you again, Ashley, for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having us.
And we have Nancy from Eagle Certification Group. Hi, Nancy.
Hi, how are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. I am happy to be here and participate in the BRCGS podcast.
Excellent. Excellent. We're happy to have you. So tell us, Nancy, a little bit about Eagle Certification Group. What do you guys do and what do you bring to the industry?
Yes, thank you so much, Paula. So, first of all, my role at Eagle is a senior business development manager. And for those of you not familiar with Eagle, Eagle is a third party accredited certification body. So, we offer both food safety management system audits, as well as quality, environmental, health and safety, and a host of other ones, such as BRCGS. We do the food safety. We also do the gluten free and continuing to expand and offer additional services. Eagle holds thousands of active certificates. We utilize approximately 150 auditors, and we're currently servicing around 20 different countries. We help companies keep their management systems robust. And the core of Eagle's business philosophy is providing personalized, one point of contact service focusing on helping clients improve productivity and reducing cost.
I love that. I think in a time, especially now with everything going on around the world, time is just so like valuable. And so the fact that you guys really have a value proposition that focuses on we're going to get you what you need in to save you the trouble and to save you costs, like that's amazing.
Yes, we're very happy and delighted to be a part of the BRCGS, program and be able to partner with the clients that are looking to be the best in their industries and
Mhm.
take on the certification and then actually look for continuous improvement because that's what it's really about. It's about how we look in that mirror and how we get better every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to your point, like wanting to work with people who want to be the best, let's be honest, BRCGS is a rigorous standard. Everybody knows it. And it's because like we want people who are the best to be certified under our stuff. So it's really great to have a certification body and a partner who embodies the same philosophies.
Definitely. We're very proud to participate. And we truly believe that, yeah, BRCGS has always looked at how can we make our system really ensure that the clients are stepping back and saying, I need to do the best I can do for the industry. Because it flows down to the end user. We're all impacted by that. It's worldwide.
Yeah.
So we all have to take a very serious look at what we offer.
Yeah. Absolutely. So, on that note, Nancy, could you tell us a time that you went above and beyond for your customers?
That's a great question. So, at Eagle, we believe that each client is unique and has their own needs. We really call it's their culture-based management system when they do BRCGS. And as speaking to maybe the company's food safety leaders that'll be attending, you look at their day to day. It's constantly made up of changes, urgent needs, and requires them to go above and beyond to handle those situations. Well, at Eagle, we approach our auditing services in the same manner, which is why when someone comes to Eagle with an inquiry, we have a detailed conversation with them. We learn about their culture, we learn about their food safety program, and we learn about their special needs. We step back, then we address those individual needs with a customized plan. Some of those unique situations have been when maybe someone calls with an urgent audit need and we have to stop and roll, right? We have to go, okay, can we move an auditor off of over here and move them over there? Because the most important thing is how can we ensure that we send the best value added auditor into that client, help them with their critical timeline to meet and keep their certification needs. We also look at working closely with them. Sometimes they might have a finding that's been given them. They're truly not getting to the meat and to the bottom of that corrective action plan and putting a robust process in place. So, how can we, without stepping over the consulting line, right? But
Right.
how can we ensure that they are spending the time and energy in getting that corrective action implemented and that it's value added? Another thing might be that, once in a while we have to call up BRCGS. We have to go, hey, got a unique circumstance here.
Yeah.
Haven't heard this one before. What do you guys think? And we have to just ensure that we try to do the right thing for everybody. Oh, let's not forget about COVID over there. This
Yes.
has been a whole new event for all of us, juggling how do we do remote activities but ensure that it's a value added audit because
Mhm.
we really feel that at Eagle, our role is being the voice of the client, of the scheme, BRCGS,
Mhm.
of the industry, which is many in food, and the end users, so that we continually move food safety culture forward. So, really, it's not about Eagle going above and beyond, but Eagle's commitment to service integrity and value by treating each client as the distinctive company they are with their own special needs and being their partner for value added services. Does that kind of answer, Paula, how I feel we go above and beyond?
I think so. I think that's a great philosophy to implement, not only just in your value propositions, but in practice as well. Because at the end of the day, every site is different. They
Yeah.
are one to one. It would be silly to imagine that every single food site has the exact same needs and restrictions as every other one, or whether you're in food or in a different standard. And that's why these food safety management systems are in place, and that's why the standards are in place, is because it's about adjusting to your facility to ensure that you're meeting compliance. And so I would only imagine that a certification body like yourselves should work with that philosophy. Because if you're not going to take the time to really customize, how are you going to understand the business that you're helping?
Well, I think that's why we were really impressed with BRCGS being one of the first standards to go out there and build the culture based management system philosophy into the standard, because that truly is understanding the depth and breadth that you can have two identical I'm making a loaf of bread and someone down the road's making loaves of bread as well, but they might be approaching it slightly different. Their
Hmm.
lines are going to be different. Their
Hmm.
building's going to be different. Their management team and structure and number of employees is going to be different. And that's why we have to treat them as the individual companies they are. And anytime they come to us, like I said, for us, it's not about really going above and beyond, but it's what are your needs? And how are we going to address those needs? And I am truly saying I've worked in food manufacturing for years and years, and every single day, those food safety team members are out there addressing a unique set of circumstances that comes in front of them, and that is part of doing business.
Yes. Excellent. I love all of that. So, Nancy, is there anything that you would like to address to the audience to say, hey, come check us out for Food Safety Americas? Anything you want to kind of flag and give a message to them for?
Yeah, yes, please stop by our booth. I'd love to learn about your individual companies, your culture, what you see down the road, what their future is, how we can help support them. I really just want to learn about them. I think the thing that we all understand is it's a vast industry, but it's a partnership industry. And we come upon each other multiple times, and we can all support each other to do that one thing that we need to focus on, that all standards are built around, and that's continuous improvement. So please stop by our booth and we'll have a chat.
Absolutely. And things that we've talked about in our past podcasts as well with Michelle Tyndale. It goes people first, business second. Have the conversation, come have a chat. And then from there, let's see where the relationship develops.
Exactly. Well said.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nancy, for joining us today. It's been a pleasure chatting with you, and we can't wait to see you at Food Safety Americas.
Sounds great, Paula. Thank you. We look forward to seeing everyone, all the members of the VRCGS family.
Thanks. Hi, Lori. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Paula.
Thanks so much for joining us. So, Lori is from FSNS, which is a certification body. Lori, can you tell us a little bit about FSNS?
Sure. As Paula said, I'm Lori Eernst. I'm the Senior Vice President of Audit Services for Food Safety Net Services, Certification and Audit. I have been involved in the food industry for over 33 years and have been with Food Safety Net Services for about 13. Prior to working in the industry, I spent about 20 years working in a variety of meat processing facilities. So I have a pretty strong industry background. As you said, we are a certification body in North America and have grown significantly over the past 10 years. We're proud to be the recipient of the BRCGS CV of the Year Americas Award in 2020 and 2017, and in receiving the CEO Award in 2018.
Amazing. Okay, so I have a question for you, Lori. What is an accomplishment that you are proud of in the history of your organization?
Well, that's a very good question. And I think last year posed the perfect answer for that. 2020 was challenging, and FSNS CNA pivoted quickly to address the ever changing landscapes of audits. Requirements, protocols, and expectations were changing continuously throughout the year. We saw that in April, May, and June of 2020, very few audits were being completed, and essentially the audit industry shut down. It was challenging to watch the work continuously being postponed and knowing really in the backs of our minds that when audits started back up, the volume would be extremely high and we would need to adjust daily to meet the demand. Sites were continuously changing their rules. We would run across sites that had elevated positive COVID levels, and we'd have to postpone their audit at the last minute. And that was difficult because we were overbooked to start with. So when sites did start to let us back in to perform the audits, Food Safety Net Services Certification Audit was agile enough to meet the needs of each client, both new and existing, within the required audit windows, including those that had extensions. So our organization worked as a team and worked very hard to complete the work. And we are very proud of our team. Knowing that we could continue to meet customer service demands and our clients' needs through scenarios that we had not anticipated, none of us anticipated, or believed could happen was a huge accomplishment. Today, our audits are pretty much back on schedule. However, we're still working with our clients to meet their needs and get their audit scheduled back in their preferred audit windows. We were able to accomplish this due to our strong team that we have built as a foundation for our certification body, and by the willingness of our team members to step up and do what was needed, regardless if that was what they normally did.
So, Lori, just out of curiosity, it sounds like you guys have taken a lot of time to really understand the needs of your clients and ensure that audits were possible or at least brought back on track when you were possible to go in the actual sites. Did you guys do anything else like remote auditing or hybrid options to accommodate?
Absolutely. Remote audits became quite popular, at least the blended audits did. We've completed a few full remote audits, but more blended audits where we would spend less time on site, but still accomplish the overall goal. So it was a huge combination of whatever worked for each site, and that's what we did for them.
That's awesome. It sounds like it was a bit more customizable and it wasn't just a one size fits all because let's be real, from one site to another, depending on what you were producing, it's not a one size fit all solution because everyone's sites were different, like from a meat, you know, producer versus milk, quite different, right?
Yeah, and they were quite different. And across the country or even across the continent here, we saw a wide variety of what we called hotspots where they were having higher COVID outbreaks, and we'd have to adjust what we were doing based on where our people were and what was going on in the area they either went to or had been in. So it was every day things changed.
Well, it's really good to hear. On that note, with adjusting and accommodating for your clientele, do you have anything else that you want to mention about the Food Safety Americas event and your participation?
Not the event per se, but I would like to. I'm really anxious to see everybody again, or at least virtually see them. I'm looking forward to being able to see people in person again and look forward to the upcoming event. But I'd also like to thank the entire Food Safety Net Services audit team for their dedication and hard work over the past year and their continued support to the team and our organization. And I would also like to thank our clients and their tremendous work that they've accomplished to keep their workers safe and to keep food supplied to all of us. So thanks to all of them.
Amazing. Well, thanks again, Lori, for your participation. And for everyone that's listening, please take a moment to go visit FSNS at their exhibitor booth during the conference.
Thank you.
I'm here with Mark from Lloyd's Register. Mark, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. Pleasure to have you here.
I look forward to being here today.
So, Mark, you again work at Lloyd's Register. Could you tell us a little bit about LR?
Sure. So my name is Mark Morales. I'm the Corporate Accounts Director for Global Key Accounts, headquartered in the Americas, with a focus on food. Lloyd's Register ensures safe and sustainable food across the supply chain through food safety, traceability, and sustainability certification and assurance services. This helps to ensure businesses, producers, manufacturers sell safe and quality food and beverage products consistently to the highest standards. Our global team of food and drink sector auditors and experts work with businesses across the supply chain to independently assess food production and manufacturing systems, procedures, and operations against industry standards, including those aligned by GFSI. We also work with retailers and manufacturers to develop and assess customers' own assurance programs. These second-party services can give insight into complex supply chains, capturing data and pinpointing potential issues so that businesses can manage risk and identify opportunities for improvement. We pride ourselves in the quality of work Lloyd's Register can deliver. It is with great pride that we can share that LR was recently awarded Certification Body of the Year from the BRCGS.
Amazing. I've had the pleasure of working with a lot of your colleagues, actually, because Lloyd's Register, LR, are fairly global. Am I correct in saying that? You guys have a pretty large team?
Yes, we do. We have a global remit and would be happy to deliver services anywhere around the world.
Absolutely. I've had the pleasure of working with people in the UK, in Italy, the Americas. So you guys are truly all over, which is fantastic. And I think with your values, that really does align pretty well with managing the BRCGS standard.
I think so as well, and we are happy to be a partner to the BRCGS.
Thank you. So, quick question for you, Mark.
Sure.
Why are your company values important in this industry? And how does it serve your client base?
Great question. When you work at or with Lloyd's Register, as you have recently, I think you quickly pick up on the purpose ingrained in employees' DNA. As a not-for-profit, the profits we generate fund the Lloyd's Register Foundation, an independent charity which supports engineering-related research, education, and public engagement around everything we do. All of this helps us stand by the purpose that drives us every single day, working together for a safer world. We also reduce risk and enhance the safety of the critical infrastructure that modern society relies upon in areas such as energy, transport, and of course, food. We do this by supporting high-quality research, accelerating technology to application through accelerator programs, and through education and public outreach as well. Lastly, Lloyd's Register has found the perfect mix of incorporating technology into the expertise we have used to deliver client value for over 250 years. Continuous improvement not only being a cornerstone of what we preach, but also what we practice.
Sounds like to me you use science for a safer world.
Yes, we do.
Of course, I have to throw that in there because it would not be a, a podcast by BRCGS without throwing in that line. Thank you so much for that explanation, Mark. No, but in all seriousness, it sounds like you guys really do implement quite a few levels, even as for a non-for-profit. It sounds very technical. It sounds like so well thought out and like fantastic processes that are in place there to really give you that professional feel as if you are a private company, even though you're not.
I completely agree with you. We have subject matter experts throughout the world supporting us in the areas that we focus on, which is, of course, as it relates to this podcast, with food. And I constantly find myself learning new things each and every day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every day I learn something new in this industry because there's so much to learn. And I think, when we talk about people being experts in the subject matter, it's quite impressive, really, because it's so overwhelming.
Yes, and as I mentioned, we've been in the business for over 250 years, and what we do exceptionally well is know how to identify these experts when needed. Because of course, there's not a single person who is knowledgeable on every subject. So we make sure that we gather the right team around what business support is needed, what assurances are looking to be had.
Love it. Love it. So, Mark, just one final question for you. Is there anything that you want to add for our attendees that are going to Food Safety Americas?
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to meeting virtually these attendees. And if they have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to Lloyd's Register.
Fantastic. Please make sure that you take the time to visit Lloyd's Register, both their exhibitor booth and the contributions that they have to the agenda. Thanks so much for coming, Mark.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Hey, Rob, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Rob here is from Mettler Toledo. And, Rob, I want you to give a little bit of an explanation of your organization and what you guys do.
Well, again, my name is Robert Rogers. I'm the Senior Advisor for Food Safety and Regulation with Mettler Toledo. Mettler Toledo is a leading global manufacturer of precision instruments and services, typically used in laboratories and manufacturing environments. We offer weighing, analytical, and inspection solutions throughout our customers' value chain. Offer high-end solutions for industrial scales, laboratory balances, pipettes, process analytic equipment. I represent the product inspection division, where we provide solutions such as metal detectors, X-ray inspection systems, inline check weighing, and camera-based vision systems.
Amazing. Oh my gosh. I'm like geeking out a little bit because all that technology sounds really fun to me of my inner child. Do you guys
It's
go?
definitely interesting.
Yeah, no kidding. Like a big part of me wants to take like some of your stuff at the beach, being like, what can I find in the sand? I'm just joking. Okay. So I got a couple questions for you, Rob. So if you could choose one word to describe the value that you bring to your customers, what would it be and why?
I really think the value of partnership. At Mettler Toledo, we really believe that we're more than just an equipment supplier. We want to obviously provide the right solutions to our customers for their needs, but also want to work with them to develop the diligent processes around the equipment. Also to educate them on best practices, helping them to optimize the inspection solutions and provide support really throughout the entire life cycle of the equipment. Certainly, we want to ensure that the equipment and acquisition of the equipment is successful, but again, the optimization of the system and utilization of critical inspection data that the solutions can provide to really help them in their compliance needs.
Nice. I like that. I like that you guys take the time to educate and also optimize the full use of its lifetime. Because I guess, like, I don't know, when you think about any kind of consumer type of objects, you might buy a piece of technology and then it's like, okay, cool, sayonara, like, hope it goes well. Whereas it sounds like you guys actually really take the time to invest in your clients for investing in you.
Yeah, and the industry's really driven us to that. I mean, it used to be that our solutions were put in place maybe just as a general want to have, or but regulation is driving the need for this sort of inspection information or product inspection systems in the industry to really ensure the quality and the safety and the integrity of products.
Of course, that makes a ton of sense. So, in your line of work, then, what is a new or innovative trend that you think will impact the future of the supply chain?
I really think it's really all about the data and data utilization anymore. We're seeing the push from regulators in the compliance world to leverage technology and other tools to help develop a safer and more digital, traceable food system. I mean, we see examples like the FDA's New Era Smarter Food Safety Blueprint. We've seen some of the certified program owners under the GFSI, like the BRCGS, provide some information on how remote auditing activities could be incorporated into certification audits. And certainly, data is going to be a key driver. From simple machine data to provide predictive analytics to process data that provides due diligence that the processes were completed and followed as required in order to meet that compliance and regulatory need. The data utilization and how that data is utilized, I think, is going to be the greatest short-term and long-term impact on the future of the supply chain.
That's really interesting. It seems to be a consistent theme, like today and most days, really, about data. inquiring about data, but also utilizing the data properly. I think the biggest thing that people run into is not being able to interpret the data that they're receiving. So I think it's really great that you guys have a process that sounds pretty simple to follow because it's very geared towards a specific avenue in the industry.
Yeah, and we're working with groups like the BRCGS to understand what sort of data and information they require from our systems, so that we can, be sure that we're providing the right information to the right people at the right time.
That's amazing. Rob, is there anything else that you would like to add about the Food Safety Americas event and things to tell people to come and check you out for?
Well, of course, Metler Toledo is always happy to be a part of the BRCGS Food Safety Americas program, and again this year we will be. We're presenting on the morning of Thursday, May 20th.
Mhm.
We'll be presenting "Preparing for the Food Safety Digital Revolution," talking more about that data utilization and how that's going to impact the industry. Of course, with limited time in a large subject, we're just touching on some high level areas for that. We are having a follow up to that discussion on a webinar the week after, and you can certainly find more information about that on the mt.com website going to the events tab.
Nice. That's awesome. So that way they can get a bit of a taste, get some information from the conference, but then expand as well, which is perfect.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Rob, for coming in today and chatting with us. And definitely looking forward to the conference.
Me as well. Thank you for having us.
So I have Paul here from PJRFSI. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Hi, Paula. Thank you very much. I really appreciate being here and giving this opportunity.
Absolutely. We're so happy to have you. So, Paul, could you give us a bit of an explanation of your organization and what you guys do?
Sure. Well, for those who don't know me, my name is Paul Demarin, and I'm the Senior Vice President of Food Safety and Supply Chain here at PJRFSI. We're part of a family of companies in the certification, registration, and accreditation space. It started about 27 years ago when Perry Johnson himself launched PJR, which was and is a management system certification body in the quality space to standards such as 9001 and ISO 14001. PJR expanded internationally over 20 years, and then in 2012, we actually founded PJRFSI, and that was as a result of the demand in the industry for third-party certification to many food safety and quality standards such as GFSI and others. Today, we conduct accredited audits to almost all GFSI standards, as well as first and second party audits globally. We're currently on the ground in over 60 countries, and we have about 450 assessors.
Amazing. And I know that PJRFSI are also a 5-star certification body. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, we are extremely proud of that designation, and we are going to do our absolute best to maintain that. Thank you very much.
Oh, absolutely. It's a big pleasure to, talk with someone who has that 5-star and who consistently implements those services to be, the best that you can be for our industry, because that's what we all want. We all want to work towards food safety and being the best.
Absolutely. That's our goal here.
So, Paul, looking at the Food Safety America's 2021 event agenda, what session can you offer additional resources or insights beyond the session itself?
Yeah, that's a great question, Paula. Actually, I'm really looking forward to Brian's presentation from Treehouse. I've known Brian for several years now, and the supply chain assurance, quality, and managing risk, this is all extremely important and exciting for me. I've seen enormous growth over the years in this area and worked with really countless clients on building a very strong and robust supplier program that protects their brand and mitigates their supply chain risk. And, look, no one wants to be the next headline. So managing and preventing that risk is always top of mind in today's environment. And over here at PJRFSI, that's, one of the things that we absolutely do. We work with, our companies and our customers to conduct assessments of their global supply chain to ensure that we're doing everything possible to help them reduce the risk of exposure and protect their company's good name. That's very important, and it certainly is and remains a very hot topic in today's industry.
Absolutely. It's definitely a hot topic. I'm personally looking forward to that session a lot as well because I think there's going to be so much insight to take from that, and both from past learnings and to look into the future as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. I'm very, very excited. And we do have a booth this year, so I'm hoping to see everybody there as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, Paul, is there anything else that you want to point out to our attendees for the Food Safety Americas event?
Just thought really thank them for their time, for all of their hard work over the last year and a half as we've been getting through this pandemic together. I hope everyone really enjoys the conference. This is, I think, my 10th year in a row that I've been at the BRCGS conference, and I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing everybody and hopefully face to face in the future. Of course, thank you to you, Paul, and BRCGS for giving us this opportunity.
Of course, anytime. We're so excited to have you there. And please be sure to visit Paul and the team at their exhibitor booth.
Thanks, Paula.
Thank you. Hi, Barry. How's it going?
Hey, Paula, not too bad. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad. Just here filming a podcast. So, Barry, you're from Safe Food 360. Can you give us a little bit of an explanation on your organization?
Of course, yeah. Okay, so my name is Barry O'Neill, and I'm the marketing manager of Safe Food 360. And Safe Food 360 is a software provider which offers and supports two software solutions in food safety management and supplier quality management. These solutions are fully compliant with all major global retailer and technical standards of the GFSI, such as the BRCGS and the SQF, FSSC, ISO, IFS, and others. What makes Safety 360 a bit different, though, from other vendors that offer solutions to the food industry, is that our solutions are the only ones in the market which are developed, supported, and implemented by an in house team of professional services who are all food safety experts by background. So this team leads the initial setup and deployment of your system, and they really do all the heavy lifting in the initial stages of migrating to an electronic system like ours, which means that your team can continue to focus on your day-to-day tasks, minimize your disruption, and ensure your business continuity and objectives remain on track.
I love that. Experts supporting experts. I think that's excellent. So, Barry, you are here to answer a question for us about Food Safety Americas and about your organization. So, my question to you: what is the biggest challenge organizations in the supply chain face in your area of expertise? How do you help solve this problem?
Yeah, it's a really good question, and we work with a lot of food businesses globally. So probably about 65% of our customers are based in North America. But I think the challenges that they're facing are the same that a lot of other food businesses are facing as well, right? Regardless of where they're based. So whether they're in Europe or Australia or in East Asia, I think one of the biggest challenges and most significant kind of disruptions in organizations have in the food industry today is how exactly we collect, collate, and assess the volumes of data in day-to-day supply chain activities. And then really just as importantly as this, and if not more so actually, is what do we do with this data to make timely management and risk mitigation decisions. um, it's one thing, I think, to being able to collect your data, and you can have some of the best data collection in the world, capturing all sorts of information. But if you don't know what exactly to do with that data and how to structure it and treat it, asking it the right questions to analyze and interpret it, and where exactly it sits in the wider context of other data sets your organization might have or what you might be looking at, it can be quite disruptive to your business activities. It's kind of like I'd say it's kind of like having the world's best library at home and being too busy on the road to read anything you've collected.
Mm.
Um, we have a shared culture internally in our organization that resonates across all of our departments. That data is the new oil, and it should really be at the heart of how our own platform is conceived internally and all our own future developments. So, how we help food businesses to solve this problem is we've optimized our solution to capture this data in best practice workflows and developed a number of business intelligence tools that are fully integrated throughout our platform. So these tools are designed to make it easy and quick to get quality data and allow food manufacturers to see what's happening, not just in their own sites and with their own data sets, but the wider world at large. Um, And then the platform, it also allows food businesses to run reports on any data points that they have captured in their system and eliminate the need for other IT departments to help them with these reports. So whether it's a single manufacturer or a global business group, it allows a cohesive and comprehensive singular view of what's happening in the organization and what reports they can get from that data that they're capturing. While reducing the amount of non-value adding time and activities that can otherwise be spent trying to get the desired outcomes that you're looking to get from your data.
Amazing. You know, I think that's a really good point to bring up. It's like if you can collect data all day long, but if you don't know how to interpret the data or you don't take the time to interpret the data, it's useless. Completely useless.
Yeah, yeah, and it is, and what happens a lot in organizations, not just food manufacturing, but certainly across other industries as well, is that people are great at actually capturing that data. They know exactly what they need to get to do, but then when it comes down to, pulling all that information together into and trying to manipulate it or assess it in whatever way they're looking to get out of it, they can kind of go, okay, well, I have it all. Now, what do I do with it?
Yep.
So it's it's something that our platform really has been in the last couple of years of our development been trying to help, and we have the entire business intelligence tool we have is called Status BI, but it combines one of the market leading business intelligence and analytics platforms into SafeFood, so you can actually run in-depth reports on any data set or any data point that you're capturing within your organization.
I think it's just so critical to have something that sounds very user friendly. And I think the long term game with a solution like this would be phenomenal for any kind of like site or organization that utilizes this type of technology. Because at the end of the day, being able to collect data in the long term so that way you can see trends and be able to pick up where you need to improve, that is key to having like a really strong food safety management system down the road.
I couldn't agree with you more.
Amazing. Well, thanks so much, Barry, for joining us today. And just one final question for you. Is there anything else that you want to share to our audience about the Food Safety Americas conference?
So if you're not planning on it already, I'd encourage you to come by our virtual booth during the event and connect with us. We might not be able to shake hands or have a coffee, but one of the advantages of being a software solution in times like these is that we can still support your challenges with the same level of confidence. So I hope you all enjoy the event, and I look forward to connecting with you all between the sessions.
So don't forget to visit Safe Food 360 and say hi to Barry when you visit us at Food Safety Americas.
Yeah, I hope you all enjoy the event, and look forward to connecting with you all between the sessions.
Thanks, Barry. Thanks so much for taking the time to listen. I'm so excited that we had the opportunity to speak to all of our supporters from the Food Safety Americas 2021 virtual event. If you haven't gotten your tickets yet, please visit our website, brcgs.com/events, go to Food Safety Americas and get your ticket. The event's so close, you don't want to miss this opportunity. We also have training courses, awards that are coming through, and lots of networking opportunities. Get your ticket today, and we'll see you there.